Hello, tunnel diodes. Today we are going to discuss on the topic of tunnel diode. So, first of all, what is tunnel diode? It is it is high conductivity to terminal PN junction diode, doped heavily about 1000 times higher than a normal PN junction diode. In 1958, a Japanese scientist named Leo Isaki invented the tunnel diode. In the conventional diode, P and N type materials are lightly or moderately doped, but in the tunnel diode, it is heavily doped, about 1000 times greater than the conventional diode. To start understanding how a tunnel diode behaves, we should look at how it looks, okay, in terms of doping and energy band diagram. So to start with, let's consider two pieces of semiconductor. One is doped very heavily with p-type dopant and another one is doped very heavily with n-type dopant. If you look at the energy band diagram for this tunnel diode, let's see how it looks. This is the energy band diagram, okay, and this is n side and this is p side, and this is bottom of the conduction band and this is top of the valence band. The straggling point here to note here is the depletion width, or you can call here the transition region is going to be very thin, okay. This region shows that the depletion region or transition region is very thin, okay, when both sides are heavily doped. There are two things to note here. One is heavily doping and the other one is depletion width is very low. And these two important points which will be used to refer tunnel diodes. Okay. Next we will see the operation of tunnel diode. The operation of tunnel diode depends on the quantum mechanics principle known as tunneling. In electronics, tunneling means a direct flow of electrons across the small depletion region from n-side conduction band into the p-side valence band. Okay, and this is the symbol for tunnel diode or Isaki diode. Here, these two lines differentiate tunnel with the normal p-n junction diode. Okay. Let's see how this tunnel diode behaves in forward bias. When the forward bias voltage say is 0, so you see here this is the IV characteristics of tunnel diode: voltage across the horizontal axis, that is x-axis, and current along the y-axis. When the forward bias voltage is 0, how does this energy band diagram looks and what will be the current flowing through this diode? Okay, when you apply zero potential across this diode, there is effectively no potential which is driving some current to flow through it, right? The current flowing through this diode is 0 when the forward bias voltage is 0. Okay, so now let's see what will happen if you apply some voltage. Before going to see how it going to operate, let's see one thing. In this side, here in this side, which is n plus, the below Fermi level, you will have lot of conduction electrons, right? Lot of conduction electrons here. And if you look at the other side, p plus side, you will have lot of valence holes, right? This is valence holes and these are the empty states. Now, if you apply some voltage across this diode, how does this energy band diagram looks? As we know that if we apply negative potential towards n side, the overall energy of this increases. The Fermi level at this side and the energy band diagram moves little up. See here, it moves little up. Okay, as we apply negative potential towards N side, this side, the energy band diagram moves little up compared to the P side. There you are applying positive potential. What happens is here at the P side, Fermi level at P side will be slightly lower. See here, Fermi level at P side is slightly lower compared to the Fermi level at N side. Right, as we apply some voltage. As we applied some voltage or forward bias voltage increases, Fermi level at the N side moves little up compared to the P side, and Fermi level at P side here will be slightly lower, right, compared to the Fermi level at N side. Now let's look at what will be the current flow through this diode in this situation. When there is a finite amount of voltage applied across the diode in forward biased, now we have negative potential here and positive potential here. Now the concept of tunneling comes into picture. Okay, now let's see what is tunneling actually. To understand tunneling, we need two things. One is, if there is a barrier, ideally if you see electrons at this point, if it has to cross this barrier, this is barrier, right? It has to cross this barrier, the whole barrier in front of it. It has to move like this, right? Like this. This is in normal case. But in tunneling, what happens is, if the junction width is very low, if the junction width or the barrier width is very less, and if the electrons can find, these are the valence conduction band electrons, and these electrons can find vacant state at the other side of the semiconductor material, you have a state which can be filled with electrons here. So we have two cases. One is here the depletion width, or depletion width is very less. Width should be very less. There should be availability of energy state at the other side. So what will happen is, this amount of electrons have find this amount of state of a valence band which are free, can be filled with electrons, and the width is very low. So what happens is, these electrons tend to go through the barrier instead of crossing like this, right? And this is called tunneling, So there will be some kind of current flow here. As voltage increases, there will be some kind of current flow due to the process of tunneling. Okay, next, and we can represent this in IV curve. Here, if we increase the forward voltage further, suppose there is a condition where this overlap of this electron, here overlap of this electrons here to the other side, whole state, if they exactly match each other, of course they are matching, right? They, by using the tunneling concept, we can say that these all electrons can flow to the other side. Okay, so what happens is, you have current flow through it, through the diode. This is represented here too. Okay, now suppose if you start increasing this voltage further, here if you start increasing this voltage further, so in that case what will happen is, in this case if you see the electrons energy level in the n side region to whole energy level in the P side P plus region. If you look at the overlaps here they are overlapping with each other. Exactly, they are overlapping with each other. This energy level at P side and N side and energy level at P side. But here, as we increase voltage further, energy level at if we look at the overlap between them, as we increase voltage further, the overlap has reduced, right? Overlap has reduced compared to the previous one. So there will be decrease in current and it shows negative resistance characteristics. If we increase voltage further, what will happen? In such a way that if we increase voltage further in such a way that there is no overlap region. Here there is no overlap in between these two Fermi energy levels. So in that case, what will happen? We are run out of the overlap region, right, between these two. So in that case, it looks like a normal diode where these conduction band electrons have to cross this barrier like this in order to find themselves in other side, right, in other side. So if it looks like normal diode or conventional diodes here, this is the characteristic of conventional diode, right. If you look at this and try to correlate with what we have seen with the normal diode characteristics, if you see here, it will be like this, right. This is the characteristic of normal or conventional PN junction diode. It is overlapping with this tunnel diode IV characteristic is overlapping with normal diode characteristic, right. At first, voltage begin to increase. Electrons tunnel through the PN junction, right. Sorry. Current increases with forward voltage, right. Voltage increases further, the conduction band energy levels are raised above the available energy levels in the valence band and becomes equal to levels in forbidden band, okay. And no, in that case, no direct tunneling occurs. Current decreases. Here, current decreases with increase in forward voltage and it shows negative resistance, right. As voltage increases further, the diode behaves as normal diode, right, normal diode. The electrons no longer tunnel through the barrier. The electrons no longer tunnel through the barrier. Instead of that, it has to cross the barrier like this, right. And now there are some important parameters to note here. The point at which you will have highest current. Here, this is the point at which you have highest current for corresponding voltage is known as IP current. Okay, peak current. The corresponding voltage is called peak voltage. Okay, so VP. So here we have, it looks like a valley, right. It looks like a valley. Current decreases and then increases and the point at which it actually goes to a lower and start increasing, we refer that as valley current. See here, this is referred as valley current. The point at which current actually goes to a lower and start increasing, and the corresponding voltage is known as valley voltage, VV. Okay, thank you.